Hello and welcome here with me on the mat and in my space. Just to put a pin in it, you may watch this at any other time, but today is just about the 23rd of December, just before Christmas. And I was just thinking that this is a time that so many of us are excited about traveling to our families, but this is also such a difficult time for many of us because maybe we're traveling to our family, or maybe because of loved ones that's not with us anymore. It can create a lot of sadness, anxiety, stress about so many things. Maybe the to-do list of all the cooking that needs to be done, all the cleaning that still needs to be done. Maybe about money, not having money for presents to buy. There's so many things that can create anxiety for a lot of us. And so today's class, we're going to just feel into that and gently work with that a little bit. And you may have noticed if you are somebody that live with anxiety or stress, that the more that we try and run away from it, the closer it gets to us. And each of us have different ways to deal with it. Maybe we work a little bit harder. Maybe we have endless to-do lists. Maybe we just pack more onto our list of things to do. Many of us just don't feel our bodies. We just totally disconnect to all of that. And none of it is wrong. It's all perfectly um, human. And today the invitation is, instead of trying to push that anxiety away, to just gently allow it to be here. Because in the end, it's not a design flaw. It's not wrong to feel all of that. It's human, it's natural. It should be here sometimes for all of us, for many different reasons. And so today's class, just before we start, just know that everything that we do here is an invitation. When things feel a little bit too much at any time, just know that you don't have to feel into all of the things. At any time, you can stop doing, stop feeling, just be with your body on the mat. And here is the wonderful good news, is that the safety that we're looking after, the peace that we're looking after, it exists in our body. Yes. So maybe you're not used to feeling that. Maybe it's something that you haven't felt for a long time, and that's perfectly fine. So today we're just going to tune in and see, can we create a little bit of that? And how? So let's all come to the mat. Oh, before I start, I have a blanket here. Always have love to have a blanket, and I have my two trusty yoga blocks. So any of that, just grab that and have that ready. And so let's just come down to the mat in a supine position, lying on your back. And let's just tune in and feel our body here. Feel the back of the body on the floor. Feel the heaviness of the body. Feel all the textures touching your skin. And if any moment during class anything feels a little bit overwhelming, just come back to this feeling of perhaps the back body touching the floor, the feet touching the floor. Maybe we're in a different position. Just find your connection and grounding through the body at any moment. Allow the body to show you the safety that's already here underneath everything. And that whatever else exists also belong here as part of being human. Let's take a moment to tune into our breathing, not in a sense of trying to judge it or to change it. But from this viewpoint of allowing things to be as they are, can we allow the breath to be as it is? And just notice how you land here. Maybe just me talking about stress, anxiety has caused a little bit of that to come to the forefront in your body. And just notice, where does that live for you? How do you feel into that stress? And then just notice in the body anywhere else where you feel the opposite. Maybe just bringing the awareness to the feet and notice what happens in the feet. Do you feel the same way in the feet as you did where you feel your anxiety or stress, wherever that may be? And let's widen our awareness now a little bit back to the breathing. And we're going to introduce a little bit of pranayama, a little bit of breathing work here. So gently sense into the rhythm of your breath and let it be however is your natural way of breathing. Let the inhale flow in and the exhale flow out. And can we allow the inhale and the exhale to be more or less the similar length, the same duration? And perhaps for that to happen, you can count the inhale and count the exhale. And if this causes stress in any way, then just let that go and bring it back to a general awareness of breathing. And now after each inhale, can you perhaps sense or feel that there is a gentle small pause between the inhale before the exhale start, and then allow the exhale to happen, and then just notice, do you sense a small pause after each exhale? And if it's not there, can you perhaps invite a small pause after each inhale and after each exhale? And let it be a soft pause, not like we're slamming on the brakes. Let it be soft and gentle. And now we're going to expand this breath a little bit into what most of you may know as box breathing. And now you have a count of your inhale and your exhale, the length that feels familiar to you. And that can be a 2 count or 5 count or 8 count breath. And what we're going to do is we're going to inhale for your count of breath. We're going to pause the breath for the same count. We're going to exhale for the same count. We're going to pause for the same count. And just for demonstration's sake, I'm going to do a count, but I'd invite you to go to your natural breath duration. Yeah. When we work with the breath, we never want to force. And if any of this cause the breath or you to become a little bit more anxious or grabbing for breath, just know that you're then doing too much. Then perhaps just go back to just gently counting the breath in and out. So let's take an inhale and an exhale. And then inhale, 2, 3, pause, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, pause, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3, pause, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, pause, 2, 3. Just carry on in your own length of breath. And I just want you to imagine that that box doesn't have sharp edges. It has soft, rounded edges. So when we pause the breath, it's not a slamming on the brakes. It's a soft suspension. Invite ease into the pause, into the inhale and into the exhale. And I'll be quiet and allow you to do a few more rounds. And I'll gently allow that to come to a natural end. Allow the breath to come back just to the natural rhythm. And just keep in mind, what was the length of your inhale and your exhale? What is the count that you use? And we're going to tune into that at the end of the practice again. And now softly, perhaps you can just wiggle the fingers and the toes. Let's inhale. And on the exhale, bring the right knee into the chest. Hug the knee into the chest. And then inhale, release the knee down, reach the arms overhead and take a long reach and a stretch. And then on the exhale, we bring the left knee into the chest, hug it in. And inhale, we reach the arms overhead, straighten out the leg, maybe arch the back. Exhale, the right knee comes into the chest. And maybe you feel like you want to start opening the eyes if they were closed. And then inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, left knee comes to the chest. Hug the left knee in. Let's hold the left knee here into the chest. Allow the right knee now to float into the chest. And hug both knees in. Take a few breaths. And then gently just rock from side to side. We massage the lower back. If you, like me, have some support under your head, just make sure that the support is of such a nature that you can rock. Maybe you had block under your head and it doesn't feel comfortable, so just then I'd invite you to remove that. And then the next time you rock to one side, just allow the body to roll over. And let's lie onto one side. Take a few moments, orient yourself, maybe let the eyes move around the room. And now let's roll over all the way onto the belly. And I am now, if you didn't have your blanket under the head like I did, maybe grab a blanket and then just wiggle it until it's snugly under the bottom of your rib cage. The breath may be over or on top, depending on the length of your torso. That's not so important. All we're going to do is to just lie on the belly The hands under the forehead, elbows out to the side. And let's just take a few breaths here. Allow the breath to be as it is. And notice as this front body is now compressed a little bit more with the blankets, do you perhaps sense a little bit more breath into the back body? Perhaps you notice a bit more opening in the armpits. And always know whatever you are sensing is 100% correct for your body. There's no right or wrong. If you are breathing, you are doing everything just right. And perhaps you sense none of the things that I mentioned, which is also just right. We are all unique in our own way and perfect in our own way. And now let's gently bend our knees, our feet facing up to the ceiling, and gently just rock the legs from side to side. I'm still resting on my blanket, and just allow the legs to drop to each side as far as it feels comfortable in your body. Oh, and this is such a nourishing movement. I just love this. And just notice and feel how high up in your body does this movement go. Yeah. Perhaps you feel it all the way up into the shoulders and the arms. You feel your hips and your pelvis, your ribs moving. And then just gently let that go, straightening out the legs. And now slowly come up onto the elbows and slide the blanket out from underneath you. And bring the hands either side of the chest, tuck the toes under, and press yourself back onto all fours. And from here, we're going to go straight into a child's pose. So widen the knees a little wider than the hips, the toes are touching, and sit back into child's pose. And before we go straight down into child's pose, we are going to stay upright a little bit with the hands connected down to the floor. Tall spine. And now bring awareness into the tailbone. Inhale. And as you exhale, tuck the tailbone under, rounding the spine, pushing with the hands. Push yourself into like you're rounding yourself into a ball. And then inhale, untuck the tailbone. Allow the spine to become long, opening up the chest. And let's just go back and forth. Exhale, we round. And notice and feel as this is like feeling like a cat-cow that we normally do on all fours, just in a different position. Exhale. And then inhale, untuck, extend the spine, look up. Use the hands as much as you need to help you. Let's round again, tucking the tailbone under. And now let's untuck. Let's come into our starting position. And now we're just going to go into a twisted child's pose. So my right arm is going to come underneath the armpit of my left, and I'm slowly bringing my shoulder down, and my left arm is reaching up and away from me. Now, if this doesn't feel comfortable, you can always bring a little bit of height. You can place a block or blanket under that shoulder or even under the head to just allow your body to be where it is right now. If it feels good to go a little bit further down and drop all the way into it, then that's what you do. It's all about allowing ourselves to be where we are. Inhale, feel that lengthening. Exhale. Perhaps we invite that same breathing we started with, just that gentle same length, inhale and exhale, with a small pause after the inhale and a small pause after the exhale. Or perhaps you find it nourishing to just be with a length of inhale and exhale that feels natural to you. Now push down with that left hand. Drag that right arm out. We're going to go into the other side. So if you need perhaps a little bit of support, just have that handy. Now the left arm is weaving through over to the right side. My right arm is reaching. And on this side, perhaps you need something different. Perhaps you need that block under the shoulder or the head or both. Notice how the breath feels different every time we change the body position. Some places might feel easier to breathe into. And now slowly let's allow ourselves to untwist, come out. And now we're going to come into all fours. And there's always space for more comfort. If you need that blanket under the knees, place the blanket under the knees. Now we're going to inhale, arch. We're going to look up. And on the exhale, tuck the tailbone, and we're going to round the spine. And now we're going to stay in that rounding, push the floor away. Can we round a little bit more? Can we really close down that front body? This is where so many of us, we hold a lot of stress, maybe anxiety. Does it feel familiar to close yourself in the front here, to really squeeze into those spaces? Can we squeeze a little bit more? Squeeze, really biggest rounding. Feel as the back is opening, how the front is closing. Now we're going to come out very slowly, very slowly. Can you allow the body to slowly release out of that as you inhale and tuck? Slowly invite movement into the spine. So gentle, like you are an ice cream melting. Oh, that feels so good as we're gently opening the front. I'm lifting my head up, arching my back and my spine, pushing the floor away. And this time it feels a little bit like I'm putting my hands to my knees as I'm helping my spine to arch and to extend. And now softly, gently, let's tuck the tailbone. Let's round. And we're going to do that big rounding, pressing the floor away, closing the front space, squeezing into it. Use the exhale to close down a little bit more. Now, how do we teach the body to open up? Can we come out slowly? So slowly that the brain pay attention. Sometimes if we move fast, the brain just goes to the pattern that we always uses. Can we just teach our brain something different? Gently arching. So good. Now let's allow the spine to just come to neutral. And now we're going to go into the side body. So this time, bring the left pelvis towards the left armpit, and at the same time look over your left shoulder. So I always think it's like a little bit like a lizard, and my right side is opening now. So you can even pick up this right hand, place it over to the left, and round and open that left side a little bit more as we're squeezing into the left side here. Nice. And let's go over to the other side. Right hand comes under the right shoulder. My right hip goes to my right armpit. My head looks over that shoulder. If it feels good, you can place the left hand just on the inside of the right, so with the hands are both on the right side. My left side body is really opening, and I'm pressing just a little bit more with that left hand as I'm closing that space on the right side. And release. And let's just go one more time, and now we're just going to go back and forth. Lizarding, yes, not staying. Inhale into the one side and exhale into the other side. Squeezing, closing, and always notice as one side closes, another side opens. And let's make the next round the last round. Good. And now we're going to come to a seated position. So your position, it can be anything. You can sit cross-legged. You can be with the legs long out in front of you. You can be like me with the legs back. I always prefer this because my knees are happier in this position. So let it be the position that your body prefers to be in. Yes. And I'm sitting on my blocks. Maybe you sit on blocks and a blanket. Yes. And now inhale, take the arms overhead. Exhale, side bend over to one side. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, side bend. And now inhale, arms overhead. We're not going to side bend, we're going to twist now. Twist, arms going to the opposite side. Inhale, arms overhead. I'm twisting to my left. My arms are going to the left as well. I said opposite side, but sometimes my language is a bit confusing. Inhale, arms overhead. I think one thing and I say another. Yeah, isn't that what we often do? Good. And now inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, both arms go to the left side. I'm twisting to the left. Let's stay here. I'm going to leave my right hand on the left outside leg. Left arm comes overhead. Now I'm going to bend away from that side, reaching my left arm overhead to the opposite side. And we can even add a little bit of a rounding here. You may feel it's comfortable to turn the head and look underneath that armpit. Let's just stay here for a moment. Keep the head where it is. What may happen if we now use the eyes to look down towards that hand, but we keep the head where it is? And now let's release the eyes to where the head is. Let's come up and out. Arms overhead. Exhale. Both arms over to the right side. Now my left hand staying on the outside of my leg. My back arm comes up and overhead, reaching diagonally across my head. I'm also adding a little bit of a rounding. I'm taking my spine back as my arm is overhead. If it feels good, turn the head to look underneath the armpits. And now I'm taking my eyes in the opposite direction. Eyes is looking down towards my down hand, but my head keeps up. Keep looking up. Lovely. Last time, we're just going to inhale, exhale, arms down. Now let's make our way back down onto the floor. And let's take support, whatever it is that we may need. Perhaps it's a blanket under your head. Maybe you feel like you need to have something over your head, over your body. Perhaps it feels good to rest the hands on the belly or arms by your side. And now let's take a moment to tune into our breath. Allowing the rhythm to be as it is. And now, without changing your breath, can you start to explore and count what is the length and the duration of your inhale? What is the length and the duration of your exhale? Simply count. No need to change. No need to fix. And now that you've found this counting, let's invite again a gentle box breathing. Remember that box with soft rounded edges, soft suspensions. And let the counting be yours. I will now, just to start us off, do a few rounds of leading into it, and I will go to a count of perhaps 5. So take a full inhale and a full exhale. And then inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then continue in your own way. Remember, there's no perfect amount of counts. There's only you and your breathing today. Allow the practice to be gentle, to be soft, to be easeful. Now let the next round be the last round. And gently and softly let go the breathing practice. And then allow all of this, the movement, breathing, all of it, let it settle into the body as we find our resting, our integration. Feel your body fully supported here as you settle in to rest. And I will close us out with the words of Kris Fireheart. Take it slow. There's a light, a flash. When you live too fast, you forget all the time that you have. Take it slow and let it go. Breathe in deeply through your nose, for like a river your soul shall flow. No matter where you go or seem to go, no matter what life seems to throw, take it slow, take it slow, take it slow. And one day you will find your peace, a gentle stream where you can breathe. And you'll know, oh, you'll know. Don't live too fast. Those kind of lives, they never last. And then they pass. Though it's fun to just let your spirit go, but in the end, I say, my friend, breathe in deeply and ascend. Take it slow, take it slow, take it slow. And if it feels like the practice is complete, I'd invite you to slowly come out with me. Otherwise, you can just stay as long as you need to. And if you're ready, you can softly and gently start to wiggle your toes and fingers. Maybe moving the spine and start bending your legs so the knees point up to the sky. And gently rock your legs from side to side. And then again, slowly roll over onto your side. And then slowly start to take yourself up to a seated position. And maybe have one last good stretch. Yeah. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. And hopefully you didn't hear outside. There's so much trucks going by, cleaning. I don't know what's happened here. I've got all the windows and doors closed. But, this is just life, right? All those unexpected things hitting us. And so I'd invite you to perhaps into the rest of the week or the day that you're going into, perhaps there's some moments that can create a lot of anxiety. What is the smallest way that you can carry this practice with you? Perhaps just a moment to notice when that anxiety comes up, wherever you feel it. Sometimes I feel it up here in my upper chest. Just placing a hand there and say, hello, old friend. Yes, I know that you are here to help me. Take a breath. Can I allow it to be here? Or maybe take a moment to tune into the breath and just notice. Yeah, maybe you count the breath. Just notice the breath. And I'd be curious to know, actually, after this practice, did you notice a change for the count of your breath at the beginning of class to the end of class? Just let me know. Thank you so much and have a wonderful rest of your day, week, And if you are watching this before Christmas, have a wonderful Christmas.